Afternoon. Good afternoon. And as Jacoby and Lulu and the whole team tell that story of, all these years that we've been kind of in the struggle as it relates to advocacy around this issue, it always just takes us back, right? It keeps us grounded in what we're doing today, of knowing that there was times when there weren't a lot of people here working with us, grinding with us, trying to create the program that I'm now charged with building. I'm honored to be here. I haven't been at an event, on the Revel event, in quite a bit of time, and it's not for lack of trying. I hope y'all know I'm just hard at work trying to build out the industry that we all hope to see. There's a lot going on right now in New York. I want to make sure you all are aware and tapped in. Obviously, if you're here, you're in the know in some way, shape, or form. We have been hard at work since my appointment on September 1st, drafting the regulations that are going to govern the program here, but while also staffing up an agency. People don't tell you how hard it is to build a new state agency from nothing with a new governor, but we've been doing it. And I'm so excited about the work that's been done. I'm so excited about the team, but most of all, what makes me able to continue to go and drive and propose innovative strategies to solving old, lasting problems is that I know I have this. I know I have a community behind us that shares the goals, that knows that we're working to bring the principles of the cannabis law of the MRTA to life, that's shared in the advocacy to bring this bill forward. And so I cannot be more thankful to the team here. You all in a great space with great hands of folks who've been working intimately with those who are in power to create the industry that we hope to see. I want to give a little update on what's happening. Right? As I said, we've been drafting regulations. This last week, we advanced our second and third adult use regulation packages. The first was our conditional adult use retail dispensary, which I'll discuss in a bit. The second and third related to packaging, labeling, marketing, advertising of the program. And the third was related to the lab regs, related to testing of cannabis products in the state. All of these products, all of these packages are intended small pieces, small strategies of the big picture, of creating a market in New York that centers consumer health, patient access, consumer safety, public health, as well as central to all of it, meaningful diversity and inclusion in the industry, and making sure that those who are most impacted have a real opportunity to participate in what we're building. When folks use the word social equity, y'all have heard the thing thrown around, and back in the day, it was a new phrase that came up, and folks started using it all willy-nilly and believing that it meant something when it came to cannabis. Unlike these other industries, these other programs and government-sponsored projects, what social equity means to me is access and opportunity. But what it means deeper than that is that we as the regulators, we as the government, must continue to strive, not just putting out one plan and trying to check the boxes that relates to this one plan, but continue to take innovative and creative strategies to advance a broader mission of making sure that folks who otherwise would have been left out and left behind have a real opportunity to participate in this space. A couple months ago, we advanced the conditional adult use retail dispensary license. This is a first of its kind license that puts exactly what we've been preaching into practice. It makes sure that those who are going to be the first to sell adult use cannabis in the state, let me be very clear, those who will be the first to sell adult use cannabis in the state of New York must have been impacted by prohibition. Now, I understand that the impact of prohibition goes beyond the conviction, right? But again, we're taking this is our innovative approach as it relates to getting our dispensary operations up and running quickly and ensuring that some of those who've been impacted have the opportunity to be first to market. We've also required, and as you've seen in the regulations that have advanced, that not only must those individuals be justice involved and have a conviction themselves, their parent, their dependent, or their spouse, but they also must have some experience owning and operating a business. And here's why. In addition to the mandate that we have of creating and ensuring diversity and inclusion in this marketplace here in New York, I also have a responsibility to generate revenue. And here's why. In other states, when they've tried to advance these equity programs, the normal and easy way to do it was to allow those who are already well-positioned, who are already well-capitalized, to go out and run your business and generate some money for the rest of us. Generate some change. We used to call it to keep the change. Generate some change for the social equity program. Instead, we've decided that those who will generate the revenue will make sure that they're pulling up others who are similarly situated to themselves. And so we've created a $200 million public-private fund that will be used to create and establish, designing, locating, leasing, building out, and delivering a turnkey operation to those justice-involved entrepreneurs. That, you can clap for that. Now we know that doesn't solve all the problems, but hey, I've been doing this work for a long time, as Jacoby said, all across the country, learning from entrepreneurs who struggled by themselves without government support, and they continuously told us of all the things that are important and necessary to getting up and running. Access to capital, access to real estate remain the biggest hurdles that government has not seemed interested in solving. And so we've done that, at least to start here. And the revenue generated by the initial retail operations and the small farmers as well participating in the conditional cultivator program will be used then to reinvest in the grant program, the loan program, and further creative solutions like CARD to make sure that we're removing barriers to access for the people in this room, the people who have been most impacted by cannabis prohibition over the years. So there's a lot of work to do. And we're hard at work. I'm not getting a lot of sleep these days, but listen, there's a lot of work to do, but I am so encouraged and feel so supported by this community in understanding that, listen, we're not gonna get it all right. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna fall forward though. And we're gonna make new mistakes. We're not gonna make the same mistakes that other states have made. This is not a half-assed effort that we're putting forward. This is a commitment. This is the principle of my office, the Office of Cannabis Management, the Cannabis Control Board, and the principles that the state of New York has tied themselves to by putting me in this position and advancing that law. So, the work that you all are doing now, it doesn't stop today. You came in here to meet with the team and get educated and get connected, and that's all well and good. But there are people who could benefit from CARD, business owners who themselves have been impacted by prohibition in some way or another, and we know that they may not be in this room right now. I need you all to go out and help us tap them. Help pull them in. Let them know of this program that's gonna benefit them. And as the more work that we do to continue to educate ourselves and educate our neighbors, educate these communities that have been devastated, is really getting us closer to the goal of building the industry that we wanna see here in New York. So I am so excited to be here with y'all today, to be enveloped by this energy. Shout out to Buffalo and the team up there working and watching and engaging with this movement. I'll continue to do the work, and I'll continue to be available as much as possible to continue to engage with you all in this way. If you are interested in learning more, not just learning more, but interested in making sure that you have an actual seat at the table, you have to be attending our board meetings. Our board meetings are not just government, meetings like normal. That's where all the important actions that we do and we take as an office happen. So you need to be watching our board meetings. You need to have been signed up for updates at our cannabis.ny.gov website. If you're not signed up, you're gonna be missing a whole lot of stuff that's happening, because you'll get notifications every time a board meeting's coming up, every time a package of regulations are getting ready to roll out. Incredibly important you all tap in. So, thank you for the work. I'm gonna keep doing it. We're gonna get this thing right, and New York will be, as promised, the most diverse and equitable and accessible cannabis industry in the world. Thank you.